What is up, guys? Zaid here, and thank you for coming back to the Lil UIM series, where my Lil Iron Man is going to go through and defeat every boss in the game 100 times. Last episode, we finished off Wintertodt, and this episode, we're going to be kicking off going to get some levels. We're going to go mess around with our inventory and looting bag, and going to figure out what boss I want to take on next, so enjoy the ride. I'm in Edgeville by these nettles, and the plan is to pick them to kill myself, come back and figure out what stuff I want to put in the looting bag, figure out what stuff I'm going to use, and then start doing what I'm doing. So I got the axe from the chicken coop, got the looting bag. Wood cutting is so nice. I love this canoe. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the stuff I want to kill some hill giants, and then I'm going to... Oh shit, that was stupid. And then I'm going to quest. Obviously, like, I'm going to hill giants because one of the bosses that I would like to get 100 KC in, because it's one of all of them, you know, is Obor. And he's a sporadic boss, so I think it'd be fun to just, like, when I train there until I kill him 100 times. Like, that'll just be my training spot. Until, of course, I need to train somewhere specific for a certain resource or something. But when I just casually need to train like I do right now while I'm thinking of stuff to do, not thinking of stuff, but deciding what to do, I can do that. So there we go. 1,000 mind, 2,000 air. Now I gotta buy the staff. 35 magic. Firebolt unlocked. That's actually a big one. Let's go. I used up all the runes that I had with me. I had 1,000 casts. And I've gotten level-wise, I got up to 40 magic, 10 prayer. I went from 11 to 21 HP. I'm really happy with this because when I got here, for the first 10 minutes, these guys are aggressive. So when you go to get your loot, you get hit. And they're hitting for 3-4 damage. Like, when you only have 10 health, that kind of sucks. But when you have 21 health, it's way fucking better. My trips have been, or not my trips, it's only been one trip. But my goal is 50 magic. I want 50 magic for snare. And also for Iban's. When I get 50 magic, I can use snare and I can use Iban's blast, so I can fight Obor with that. And I'm gonna fucking wreck him, dude. I'm gonna hit like a freight train. I'm gonna hit like a freight train on this bitch. I am going to fuck Obor up. It's gonna be insane. I'm gonna get a 1KC hill giant club. And then I'm gonna come back out here and kill his fucking brethren with it. If I get the hill giant club early, I'm doing the rest of my kills with it, I think. There's just something about beating these people to death with their own weapon that just sounds satisfying. I'm also 49 fletching because I made some of my headless arrows. I got 9,000 of them done. Heck yes. So the first thing I'm doing is getting this brass key so I don't got to go the long way. Let's go. Haha. Hey, Charlie. Hey. Oh, he wasn't looking at me when I waved. Made me look weird. I just traded my man Aubrey here for 1,500 more casts of Fire Strike, and I'm going to get back to the Hill Giants. I also cleared up my inventory a little bit by fletching the maple logs, cooking the tuna. I cannot believe this just happened. I just got here. I think I'm on my 3rd kill, and I just got a giant key. That's insane. Let's go. I completed the first beginner casket on the account, and I also went and got a new kitten, and I got a chronicle. So let's check out our reward from this casket. Honestly, that's kind of cool. The staff, I think I could go sell that to Zaf and get some coin. We take those. I am 31 hill giant kills in, and I have already gotten my 2nd giant key. 9 kills later. 9 kills later. No. No! I got a giant key, but I took too long when going to record the video, and it fucking disappeared. Oh my god. That is the dumbest thing I've done yet. But that's fucking funny. Rune Mysteries completed. 35 fishing coming in. That's an important level because that's the level that I need to fight the new fishing boss. Cook's Assistant complete. 300 cooking XP coming in. 1 quest point, putting us at a total of 10. Another quest complete. X marks the spot. We get 200 coins, a beginner clue scroll, an antique lamp, 1 quest point. What can we use this lamp on, actually? Looks like almost anything. What do I want to use it on? Probably prayer? Construction? I'll go construction. 300 construction experience. That's nice. Ooh, construction level 10 coming in. That got us 2 levels. And then, honestly, I'll do the clue scroll too. Draenor's down for the count. Completion of Vampire Slayer. 3 quest points. Almost 5,000 attack experience. What level is that going to bring us to? 21 attack. I was only level 5 attack, so we definitely take that. A Poor Sign of Interest complete. 1 quest point. 1,000 Slayer XP. 30 Slayer reward points. And some reinforced goggles that I'm probably going to drop. I also got 5k gold as a reward from Sarah over there. So yeah, we take those. Hell yeah. Restless Ghost complete. 1,100 prayer XP. Did that get us a level? Yeah, 24 prayer coming in. Hell yes. Just completed the Varrock Museum quiz. We got 13 Slayer coming in and 9 Hunter. The big levels on the account. Let's go. Herblore unlocked. That's so big. Like, oh my god. Now I can start working towards prayer potions, which are going to help for basically every boss. This is nice. This feels good. It's been too long. Another big quest coming in. Fight Arena complete. 2 quest points. 12,175 attack XP, 2,175 thieving XP, and 1,000 coins. That brought our attack all the way up to level 32 and our thieving up to level 23. We take those. I am on a roll with these quests. We got, I believe it's called Monk's Friend. Yeah, Monk's Friend complete, 2,000 woodcutting XP, 8 law rooms. That XP is basically nothing. Actually, whoa! I thought it wouldn't be significant, but it got us the level. 58 wood coming in, 8 law runes. Hell yeah. I was kind of in the area, so I came down here to the Tree Gnome Stronghold agility course, and I banged out 10 agility. Really happy to get some of that in, because the course that you get at level 10 is Draenor Village, and I'm there all the time. So sometime when I'm just chilling and have free time and at Draenor, I'll just get to 20. And then from there, Al Kharid is where I go to 30, and then Varrock. So it's like all places that I'm kind of just at sometimes, so I can just bang it out whenever. I came back to Hill Giants for a little bit. I'm going to use up my runes, but we just got 45 magic. That's nice. 5 levels away from having the level for Ibans. Whoop, whoop. 10 mining coming in. I had to get mining up because it is a requirement for the Knight Sword quest, which will bump our smithing all the way up from 1 to, I think, 29 when I do it. So now I can go do that whenever I feel like. So I started doing a little bit of range training. I'm up to 12 range, and then now I am in Catherby. I'm buying a bunch of iron arrowheads, because I'm sure you noticed I got 20,000 headless arrows down here. All the logs I chopped at Wintertodt, I just turned into what's it called? I turned into arrow shafts, and I attached a bunch of feathers to them. And now we're going to get the arrowheads, attach them so that we get a bunch of fletching XP, and we'll get range XP when we use the arrows. See you when I've got as many as my cash stack can afford. So I ended up making 4,050 iron arrows. And so now I'm going to send it on men again for a while, see what range level we get to. And then my plan, after I get at least 20 to use the Willow Shortbow, but hopefully higher, at least my plan for range is to use them over at Corsair Cove. Let me find it real quick. It's near, yeah, here. Feldip Hills down here. There's a cave right here. And inside the cave, there's these ogresses that have decent drops. So I'm just going to use that as my AFK spot for a little bit, make some money to get some more money to go back to do magic, I guess. I don't know what the money will be for yet, actually, but I just know I want to get my range up a little bit. This episode, I feel like, even though I think I've set the goal to be Obor next, I think this episode I'm probably not going to fight him, and that I'm just going to get a bunch of my stats up now that I'm out of Wintertodt and I could train everything. I just want to get my base stats up. That's what I did quests for earlier, and so far the levels are kind of coming in. Look at this: 32 attack, 7 strength. The thing that sucks with strength is the best quest to do to get XP for it would be Waterfall, but you got to suicide during it, and I'm honestly really lazy, and I think I might end up just killing men instead. Even though that sounds like it's more work because it's more time, it's really just clicking, and I don't gotta rush, kill myself, then be on a clock to try to do everything. I don't know. I don't think I want to mess with it yet. I'll do it another time, but yeah. And I also need to get my prayer up to 40. That's a big one for me. And the best way to do that is also involve suiciding. I have to kill myself over at the Nettles and then run over to the Boneyard, which is I believe it's right here. I could be mistaken, but I think it's right here where you could pick up big bones and then you run them over to the altar and pray. But you can only do like 1 or 2 trips, I think, before your death pile runs up because of how long of a walk it is. Usually I'll go to Ferox and then run up here, and from there I run out of run energy plus having to collect them all, and then you go over to the temple and you have to walk all the way from here to there, which is a fucking bitch. So I don't know if I want to do any runs of that or if I want to just keep killing hill giants. And the ogresses that I want to kill also drop big bones, so that'll help too. 20 range coming in. That unlocks the willow bow, studded armor and coifs, and mithril throwing weapons. We're not going to use most of that stuff, but I do have a willow short bow right here ready to put on. Back to killing. So at the start of this episode, I wasn't definitively sure what I wanted to do. And now I think I've already said that I've pretty much concluded Oboer is going to be the next boss. But I don't know if I've clearly and concisely gone over the goals that I have to get now. So to fight him optimally, I think at this level, what I want to do is use Iban's Blast since I have the since I have the Tome of Fire, so fire runes will be free, and then I'll also get the bonuses from the I'll also get the bonuses from the Tome of Fire, and then I also need to be able to cast Snare, which conveniently also needs level 50, because in the room where you fight Obor, so like if you're on the left, you can he'll come after you, and then you snare him in the left, and then you run to the right, and you can safe spot him for a couple seconds, and then the same thing will happen, and you just pray range the whole time, because his melee attacks won't be able to hit you. And because of having a pray range, I also need to get 40 range. So I need 50 mage for Iban's and Snare, and then also for Iban's I need to do the Underground Pass and Biohazard. Biohazard had a 25 range requirement, which is why we're training range. I'm actually about to get 26, because while I was plotting out exactly what the route I have to take now is, I just decided to stay here and keep shooting some people. But yeah, so we got 25 range, so now we have to do Biohazard and Underground Pass. I also want to get my agility up to like 30 or something, at least 30 for Underground Pass to make it a lot easier. I don't want to have any mishaps and die in there. That could be really obnoxious, and I'd rather be safe than sorry. So like minimum 30 agility. Minimum 30 agility. And then I also need to get 40 prayer. And I think that will all be next episode. This episode was figuring out exactly what I wanted the next fight to be, and I decided it's Obor. And so next episode, I'll go down that route. And I've already worked pretty decently at getting a lot of the stats I need. Like, I did some, I didn't really need my melee stats. Although I'm thinking melee might be the most optimal way to fight the hill giants because it's 0 cost. And also it sets me up for other bosses similar. Like, I could do Bryophyta next if I were to train melee throughout it. Because I believe you fight Bryophyta with melee. Or it would be the best way probably for me to fight it with what I'd have access to. And I could get my melee stats pretty high by training on the moss giants and on the hill giants, training my melees. The keys are a pretty hard drop to get. They're like, I think they're 1 in 128 for both moss and hill giants. So that means I'm going to have to kill like 10,000 of each. I don't know how much XP each hill giant is, but that's going to be some good XP in the melees. If I go the melee route, I could go range and mage, but those cost money, and neither of these things. When I get to killing Obor, I'll get rune drops, which will yield me some income to help kind of break even from it. But I don't know what Bryophyta's drop table is to know if it's money. I also don't know if that's one I'd want to even do yet. That's just one of the ones on my list of ones I'm thinking I could do. I'm also considering Tempros after this, because it drops fish, which I could cook with. It gives you a good bit of fishing XP, and it also, the reward pool can have planks, which I do need to get construction up at some point still. I'm only level 10 right now. And then also, some of the uniques are really cool. Like, there's the, I forget what it's called. It's a tackle box. Yeah, the tackle box. You can hold, like, all fishing equipment in it, I think. And so that seems really useful for me, because in this 2 slots where I have the feathers and the rod, those would be in 1 slot. And it would also have every other fishing utensil. So no matter where I am in the world, I can fish for food if there's any type of fish in there, because I'll just be armed with everything. That seems really OP for this kind of account. Some other things to consider are that at some point I really need to start training Slayer, because there are 6 different Slayer bosses that I have to fight with a minimum requirement. The Grotesque Guardians have 75 Slayer, or at 75 Slayer I unlock them, and then it only goes up from there. 85 for Abyssal Sires, 87 for Kraken, 91 for Cerberus, 93 for the Thermonuclear Smoke Devils, and 95 Slayer for Alchemical Hydra. So like, I'm going to have to almost max Slayer on this account in order to fight every single one of those bosses. And I kind of want to get a start on it. Also, to motivate me to do some Slayer, I should look at the Grotesque Guardian drop table. So when I got to fight 100 of it, I can see what I'm looking forward to getting. Also, I want to do Volcano, but that one has got some pretty high requirements. It would be cool to get the skilling bosses out of the way early, since they kind of just, they're not really difficult, and it's not really combat upgrades to the account, but it'll help me get all the skilling up that could yield combat upgrades. For example, or just unlocks for the account. For example, I got fletching and woodcutting up by doing Wintertodt, and that gives me the ability to make my own range equipment. And also, it gives me money makers. Like, I can just, anywhere I go, I can just chop logs, sell them to a general store after fletching bows. And it's given me, I don't have yews yet, but I have willows and I have maples, which are both decent. And they're decent XP. And then once I get yews, I'll have like a really decent money maker that I can AFK. All because of Wintertodt. And I believe for the quest cape, the maximum fire making level you need is either like 70 or 75. And I can't really think of a boss off the top of my head that has a fire making level, other than needing you to have a certain quest done in order to do it, which would then have a fire making level somehow, you know. But so yeah, I feel like because I did that first, I'll never have to train this skill, which is cool. That's another thing with doing Temperos next. I wouldn't have to fish for normal, like I could skip the earliest levels of fishing. Like right now, I'm level 37. I don't know what XP I would get per kill, but I'm sure it would get me a decent level, so I could be fishing something better to eat.